During the American Civil War, amid the roar of cannons and the cries of divided loyalties, letters became the only fragile bridge connecting soldiers to their loved ones. Yet hidden among those handwritten lines were stories so strange, tragic, and unexpected that they still echo through history today. The letters of Union and Confederate soldiers weren't just updates from the battlefield. They were confessions, last words, and sometimes accounts of the unbelievable. One Union soldier stationed near the Potomac wrote to his wife about hearing ghostly voices in the misty nights after battle. He described how the fog seemed to whisper names of fallen comrades calling from the riverbanks. At first, he thought exhaustion was playing tricks on his mind, but when other men in his regiment claimed to hear the same haunting cries, fear spread through the camp. Days later, a storm uncovered several shallow graves near the spot, containing soldiers who had vanished weeks before. The letter ends abruptly, with the soldier admitting he could no longer sleep without hearing the whispers of the drowned. From the Confederate side came tales of strange luck and divine intervention. A young Southern private wrote about surviving a battle after a bullet lodged in his Bible, stopping just inches from his heart. He believed it was a miracle and carried that same Bible through every skirmish until his death. Years later, the book was found in the ruins of a burned farmhouse, the bullet still embedded within it. Some claimed the soldier's spirit never left, guarding the pages that once saved him. Another bizarre letter surfaced from a Confederate soldier who confessed to seeing his own brother fighting for the Union across the battlefield. He wrote of freezing mid-charge as he recognized his brother's face in the smoke, their eyes locking before a cannon blast separated them forever. The man's letter was found in his coat pocket after his death, sealed with blood and a single line written shakily, "I saw him smile before the light took us both." Historians later confirmed that both brothers had died the same day, one in grey, one in blue, just miles apart. Among the strangest stories was one sent by a Union medic to his sister. He described a wounded Confederate soldier who, though close to death, begged the medic to deliver a ring to a woman in Richmond. When the medic opened the man's palm to take the ring, he froze. It was engraved with the name of his own fiancée. The soldier died that night without revealing how he had it. Months later, when the medic returned home, his fiancée had vanished without a trace. The letter ends without explanation, but historians have debated whether it was coincidence, betrayal, or something more supernatural. Some letters told of prophetic dreams and eerie coincidences that defied logic. One captain dreamt he was mortally wounded by a man with a scar across his left cheek. Days later, during an ambush, a Confederate soldier fitting that description fired the shot that killed him. His comrades swore the captain had whispered, "He's here," just before he fell. Another soldier from Tennessee described finding a photograph of a woman lying face up on the battlefield. Moved by her beauty, he carried it in his pocket for good luck. 2 years later, when he was captured and treated by Union nurses, he recognized one of them instantly. It was the woman from the photo. Neither could explain how her image had ended up hundreds of miles away. There were even tales of compassion that seemed to transcend sides. A Confederate letter recounted how a Union drummer boy wandered into enemy lines after being separated from his unit. Instead of killing him, the Confederate soldiers fed him, played music with him around the fire, and sent him back unharmed at dawn. The writer ended his letter saying, "War makes enemies of men, but for a moment music made us brothers." And then there were stories of disappearance. A Union soldier wrote to his mother describing how a comrade simply vanished during guard duty. No struggle, no footprints, only his rifle left behind. A week later, a Confederate officer miles away wrote in his own letter about a mysterious soldier who wandered into camp claiming to have lost time and not knowing which side he was on. His uniform bore no insignia, and his name didn't match any records. After that letter, both men disappeared from military documents completely. These letters, filled with human emotion, fear, and mystery, reveal more than the brutality of war. They show the thin line between reality and the unexplainable that men walk daily on the battlefield. Each message written by flickering candlelight carries a piece of the extraordinary, moments when love defied death, when fate twisted cruelly, and when the unknown brushed against history. Long after the cannons fell silent, the bizarre stories from those letters still whisper from the yellowed paper, reminding us that even in the bloodiest of wars, humanity's strangest truths find a way to be told.